Pedal Magazine with the Andorra Downhill World Championships with Matt Beer here, elite professional. Matt, heck of a ride.
Yeah, not too bad this weekend. We had some crazy conditions here. We got a lot of practice in, and I think that was a good thing. The course went from dry to super wet, back to perfect there for Sunday morning. And yeah, a couple of small mistakes up top, but got it together and got down nice and clean and started pushing on at the bottom. And yeah, we'll see if we can hold in the top 40 there.
I see, yeah, you were in the hot seat for a while there and it was doing very well. I'm looking at your Chariot here. Yeah. I don't see anything broken on it. That's a good thing.
No, stayed on. Didn't clip any rocks or roots or anything. Went pretty smooth. Just, you know, race run, you'd always want to clean up a couple things. Never have that perfect one, but can't complain.
A few weeks back you were in Val di Sole in Italy, World Cup. How would you compare these two courses?
Between here and Val di Sole, they're somewhat similar. They both have fall line descents at the bottom. They just pretty much go straight down the mountain. But the top of this course is a little bit different. A little more traversing, side hilling, and then about the second third of the track kind of drops away. And the dirt's very different here too. It's a lot of clay and shale, whereas Val di Sole is just kind of peat moss and dust, depending if it's wet or dry. So they definitely ride in differently, and I think you got to be a good rider to ride all the World Cups, and I think this is a good track for World Champs.
Being that what this was a few days ago and drying out somewhat today, how did you approach it?
This morning was actually pretty similar to yesterday's run, and thinking about it last night, I knew it was going to dry out a lot. I knew that the sun was actually going to be a bit of a factor, because early in the mornings we're getting a lot of sun strike. So I put on a tinted lens, and that definitely helped things, because you couldn't see a lot of those sniper routes, so people were sliding on, you know, pretty easy sections. So that definitely helped. I actually stuck with the same tires, the mud tires that I ran in practice, and I think that was just a personal choice, just comfortable with those, and with the flat pedals as well. Just I tend to ride the steep stuff a little better with a more aggressive setup like that. So
did you modify your bike at all between the two races?
Yeah, I did change the fork setup a little bit, and just a couple other small tweaks, just a little bit different bar roll, and yeah, some small things, but just made the fork a little bit more progressive to hold you up when you get tired at the end of that steep run. So pretty happy.
For 2015, how would you look back on this year?
Well, this year's been a little bit of a whirlwind, I guess. It was supposed to be pretty low key, no World Cups. You know, it was a long shot at World Champs, and I kind of banked everything at National Champs, and that went really well by winning that one, and that got me a spot to come here to Andorra. So in August I kind of ramped things up from racing just locally in BC with some pretty prestigious races, mind you, but I knew I needed to get to a couple World Cups before the World Champs just to get up to that speed that these guys have been racing at all year.
Seeing how it went from A to Z with you this year, unexpectedly in a good way.
Yeah.
It's always good. What are your plans for next year?
We'll see. I think I'll probably go with the same approach. I'm going back to school next week, so that's going to be a big change for me. I've been out of university for a couple of years now racing, and I've kind of been at the same level for a while, and it's kind of hard to make that jump that some of the other guys have made to the top 20. So I've had a lot of fun with it. I'm definitely happy with where I'm at, and yeah, I wouldn't have it any other way, but we'll just play it by ear again. I think I'll just race locally in BC, do some stuff for fun, and when you're riding for fun, that's usually when you have your best results. So we'll see what happens.
You might unexpectedly end up back in Val di Sole next year for the World Championship.
That could be perfect. I'd love it.
Thanks a lot. Have a great
Thank you.